Okay, back to TIC, Troops in Contact, continuing test and experimentation. I was going to put this away, set it aside, try to refresh my mind before coming back to it after a break. I was going to do that because I thought I was at an impasse with respect to the observation mechanic. Well, I went ahead and came up with another working table with values to cover observation. So because of that, I was motivated to get right back into this. The only thing I haven't worked out is how I'm going to handle the size of the unit being observed. I still think that that has to be a factor. But that I'll work with that as I go. First thing will be to get these basic values down. All right, so enough of that introduction. Again, we have a blue force and a red force, or attacking blue force, defending red force. We have three full rifle squads on the blue force side, each squad made up of two fire teams with a squad automatic weapon, and then basically a weapons squad made up of, right now, two medium machine guns. Red Force has two four-man fire teams without a squad automatic weapon, one team with a squad automatic weapon, and one heavy machine gun. So, let's see. Again, the experiment is how easy or hard is it for the blue force to attack red force here and take the objective, being this rough hex here. Don't want to, as I'm setting these up, I guess I'll just mention for now the whole issue of organization, command control. For now, I do not want to overemphasize command control at this scale and scope. I guess I'll just leave it there. I guess I'm not discussing it. Not factoring that in. I can talk later about why that is for now, but set up my I'll call it the period markers. Go with that for now. 4 periods. Oh, my turn marker. Now I want to at least somewhat track the amount of simulated time that's passing. So I'll get out a ad hoc marker for that. No, I'm just thinking there really are so many things to talk about. Just aren't enough videos. I was re-looking, and I'm not going to talk about this, but I guess I'll mention it so that hopefully I remember to talk about it in some future video. And that is, by the way, I'm putting all the defenders in a down posture. Okay, what was I saying? I was saying, yeah, as way of reminder, I was relooking at the time scale, sorry, well, time and ground scale together to make sure that I had the right formula. And again, I'll just mention this. It's very interesting. I found values all over the place. To start with, some numbers were for average fit people, some were average general population, average older, average younger, average flat, average cross country, whatever those meant. Um, so much different information as to the time, uh, the average time taken to cover a certain amount of ground. And basically, I was like, all right, forget it. I mean, this is all very interesting, but I have to go with something. And so, well, at least I have to base my numbers on at least some general start point at least. And so what I did is I just went back to the U.S. Army manual, read up again on movement, got to foot marches, and I got a 4 miles per hour is what's considered a standard, U.S. Army foot march rate. And so 4 miles per hour, I think it came down to, and I can, at some point I feel I probably will be doing these calculations again, but it was in the low 80s. It was 83, 84, 85, something like that, meters per 48 seconds, which is low. Well, that's somewhere between 3 and 4 hexes. A little closer to 3 hexes than 4. 48 seconds is my action cycle of 4 action periods. I went with it because all in all, I think that I can say there would be a little more motivation, let's say, in movement under firefight conditions. And so, anyways, something to discuss another time in a lot more detail. How we look at, in a simulation sense, all those things. I mean, I'm skipping a lot. There was a lot of interesting ways of looking at it, changes in elevation, and so on and so forth. But after going around playing with different time and ground scales, I finally came back and said this is good enough for now. Okay, so we're just going to start again. Again, the what do you call it? The first player set by firefight information. So Blue Force is the first player set by the firefight information. So I think unit by unit, not stack or anything else. I think that's gonna work out, all things considered. So 1, to get up tactically. So you don't have to. I'm doing it this way because players do not have to at all. They have 4 action points, up to 4 action points that they can spend at one time. You don't have to declare anything so far. So, well, I guess in a way he goes up and then you say 1 because, where did it go? Uh-oh. Did I? There it is. Oops, I moved it to the wrong page. Okay, so You say 1, which means that you got up tactically. If you didn't say 1, then you got up normally. Okay, so he goes 1, which means he got up tactically. 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to get down. So I could talk about all sorts of things about what this represents in a simulated sense, but I'll go on. So that's 4. He expended 4 action points. So I put a 4, and it's not a 4, it's a 4th period marker, or action. What is it? I mean, it isn't. Well, it would be a 4 action point, but yeah, okay. I guess it. Oh, whoops! Here I am talking away, and I put down the wrong one. He acted in all 4 periods, which means that he actually is right back to the first period markers when he is available again. We go to red. Red is probably going to pass. Red will. Okay, red passes. And I have to think about whether I really want to allow passing or not. I was thinking about that the other day. I haven't made up my mind. Next unit, 1 up for 1, 2, 3, down for 4.
One, two, and then um,
2. You're going to follow the trail, which will be treated as flat terrain. So it's 1/2. So it's 2.5, 3. All right, so we'll pause right here and see. Can the heavy machine gun? Yep. The heavy machine gun. Okay, so the big deal. Been thinking so much about observation these days. It's kind of been all about observation for the last several days. The heavy machine gun is obviously, well, maybe I should not say obviously. The heavy machine gun is going to be treated as a point unit. There is a 3rd crew member. The 3rd crew member has his own personal weapon. That crew member could be separated from the machine gun, but not typically very far from the machine gun. Basically, observation for the machine gun. It's observation. Well, the field of fire, anyways. Okay, so the first thing is, can the machine gun team even see the hex? Well, with I don't know how this is going to be cleaned up. I don't know how it's going to be cleaned up. But first, by elevation, can he see it? Yes, he can see it. There's not an elevation issue. Then it's going to be, can he observe the unit? That's going to be key. And then it's going to be, what is his field of fire? Yeah, I guess it is those 3 things. Line of sight, so far, is going to have to do with elevation, or no? Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't have to be separate. No. Okay. I guess it doesn't have to be separate. So first, can he observe the unit? Already, I was thinking, considering visibility, can you see the hex? And this is going to be important for all different sorts of things, like, calling for fire or whatever. But observation is, can you see the unit? Can you see the target? Okay, so So let's try that. The machine gun crew is down. They're down and they're not marked with, their posture is down and they're not marked with an action marker. So their observation allowance is 20. So they're looking through, so we'll go through each type of terrain. So there's, it's 3 for clear. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and you cannot see into one more clear hex because it's, I guess that would, I guess that would really be considered a flat hex because it has the road in it, or the trail in it. Before I said that, okay, I didn't say that this time. For terrain purposes, all of the empty or clear hexes, I'm calling clear hexes, but they actually take up 3 observation points. That means that they're not flat and they're not really, I mean, they are clear of major obstacles, yes, but they're not empty flat hexes. They are uneven. Mostly the 3 observation point cost is because of being uneven. And then I said that for simplicity's sake, the hexes with the trails in them, trails and roads here, would just be treated as flat. That's a simplification for purposes now, for test purposes. You know, already I see that doesn't really, well, All right, again, for simplicity's sake, we'll keep it that way. No. No. Sorry. I think I'm going to use the note here that I jotted down. Observation point cost will be highest in the hex. So these will still be treated as clear terrain and the trail. So I guess these will not be flat. So scratch that. So the only flat that will apply here, and I'll get to that if it comes up, is when you see over hexes that are of lower elevation. Okay, so he would not see into one more clear hex because that would be 21, which would bust his observation allowance. So basically he sees out to here, right? So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And he doesn't see into one more hex. So he sees this far, and this is what I was trying to figure out in this testing and experimentation. Machine gun team in the wood line down, they are observing 150 meters. And I thought for now, I was thinking through, I'm good with that. This is uneven terrain, wild fields terrain. So being down, I'm good with that. And I did something wrong. I did something wrong already. That would act. Oh. Yeah, that's wrong again. That's wrong already. That is wrong already. So, I mean, yeah, my numbers are wrong here. So, again, well, let's just change them on the spot. So, what happens when I make the clear hex? Okay, so what was wrong here is that he's down, which means that the cost of terrain should be doubled being in a down position. Um, um, does that work? Maybe. Well, Okay, let's see how that works actually. So, so cost of train is supposed to be, all right. So if the unit were up, it would have a, well, it's always allowance of 20. Cost would be 2 per clear hex. So here, 200 meters away, trying to observe a fire team. Oh, they're up, by the way. Oh, these guys are supposed to start down. All right. All right, that all wrong. Guess this could have been going a lot smoother, right? So standing in the wood line, looking over 200 meters to a to one fire team in a wood line standing. That's really, that is really, this could, in a, this could go either way depending on how you want to look at it. But I'm going to say that they're not, that they should not be observed. There's going to be variability, so it's, it doesn't have to be fixed right here and now, but I'm going to say they're not going to be observed because 4 soldiers, a fire team of 4 soldiers in the wood line, they would be spread out. They would not all be emerging at the same time. None of them could have emerged, actually. Yeah. So standing, they should not see them. So we go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then looking into the woods is way over. That's 12. So that's way over the allowance. So they would not see into the woods. Oh, and then let's see how far they would see looking straight out this. I'm just going to adjust just a bit. Let's adjust the camera just a bit to see. Okay, so would the machine gun team see the river here? So it'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So it would be just short of the stream there, standing. So that would be 250 meters. That's okay. For now, that's okay. Well, let's try something else. What if we make the observation allowance? Um, uh, um, oh, yeah. Let's see. It's still going to depend on. Still going to depend on the size. Okay, all right. I'm going to leave it at 20 for now, but we're going to have to factor in different types of clear terrain, etc. Okay, all right. Let's continue on with this test now. So he doesn't see him. Oh, and so then when the machine gun team, when we consider the machine gun team down, that doubles the cost of every hex he's looking through. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Down, he's observing out 125 meters. Okay. Okay. I'll leave it there for now. It's not outrageous, but I don't know if I want to keep those numbers. So back to the squad here, and then the blue squad goes down for 4. Now, all right. Red passes back to blue. 1, 2, 3. Yep, down for 4. So they've all gone 4 at this point. All gone 4. Red passes now. The rest of these will I guess they're just going to join. They'll join. Same procedure. Okay, so that was all the first period. So then we go to the second period. We go to the third period, there's nothing. The fourth period, then we then second cycle, start over the first period. First period, we look for all of the first period markers and we remove them the first thing. Makes the units basically available again. Normally available. Normally available. That. Now, let's try to get into something. Yeah, but we can't be too reckless either. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Should I got that right? Yeah. And so marked again. But he's up, obviously up, but in the woods. Red passes blue again. Now we're going to go. Well, actually, now. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Red passes back to blue. Now the team is going to crawl into the woods there. It's 2 to enter the woods normally. Double it for crawling. So it's a full 4 action points there. That. Red passes. Does the same. Red passes. Machine gun. Joins. Red passes. Blue team joins. Red passes. Now, what to do about these guys? Now let's go 1 for going up tactically. 1.5. Now he's in the open. from the machine gun's point of view. Okay, so observation 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, I'm sorry, it's doubled. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay, so 1.5, 2. 1, yep, 2. Let's do 2.5. All right, now let's go through. So, so I guess it's going to be well, it's visible that way. It is not visible that way and not visible that way. So he has a 1/3 shot. His field of fire is considered 1/3. Basically, he is seeing a portion of the team. Okay, so heavy machine gun at range of 5. Okay, he's going to open up. Oh. Well, isn't that interesting? We don't even need any opportunity fire. That is, I like, unless I'm seeing something wrong. 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. Oh, that's funny. How do I handle 1/2? Well, let's say for action marker purposes, we round up. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't even think about that. So 3, so he becomes available in the 4th period. Wow. I didn't even think about that. So he's stopped because he can be shot at. But there's no point of talking about picking up again or anything like that, because he just, blue's turn is over because he's going to be attacked. It is opportunity fire in the sense that red can stop blue, but afterwards blue can do whatever blue player wants. And I thought about this a lot. This is red's response. I think, if I remember correctly, in so many games that I've come across so far, there's this idea you get an opportunity shot, but then you also get your normal shot. But not here. You are reacting, and if you're reacting, you're reacting. And when you react, you're somewhat sacrificing action. Yeah, I explained that poorly, but that's kind of, well, that's the kind of idea I'm going with right now. All right, so red can choose to open up with 1, 2, 3, or 4 action points. He's going to choose 4. So he will be available again. Next first period. All right, so that is 15. 15 casualty factors at that range. That's at 15. So just marked with 14 plus 1 for 15 casualty factors. And that's it. Oh, I think when you're marked with casualty factors, So far, I think you're always going to automatically go down. That seems right so far anyways. There. Red's done. Back to blue again. Oh. Let's figure out now. Now can blue identify red now that red has shot? And I don't think they are because they're down. And one thing is, I think observation is going to be. Let's do it this way. Observation is going to be at the moment that you need it. So let's see what happens. Let's say if we stand. It's not necessarily standing, but if the blue medium machine gun goes up for one action point. Oh. Oh. All right, they go up. Would they see red now? Ah, I did miss something again. See, so how about, is it cost of terrain? Is it 1/2 cost of terrain? If the unit is well, let's just see how that works. 1/2 cost of terrain if target marked with action marker. I didn't have that either. So if they stand up, they go to up posture, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So they have 6 observation points left to see. Oh, that's funny. The woods is normally 12, and if we say it's half because they have an action marker, they've done something, they would have just enough. Well, let's play it like that for now. So they go up for 1. Oh, and then they're going to fire 3 remaining at the red heavy machine gun there. So they're going to fire 3 action points. So they've expended 4 total, so they can be marked. Observation point says they can see them. What is its field of fire? Oh, it's actually clear. I should have known that because the opposite was true. Okay, so the medium machine gun, 3 action points. So we've got a machine gun, a medium machine gun. It's still a crew of 2, 3 action points at range. What did we say the range was? 8? So that's 7. Oops, 6. At range 8, which is 200 meters, 6 casualty factors. There we go. Boom. Now we go back to blue. Now blue can do. Oh. Isn't that interesting? Blue can't. Did I do something? Huh. Well, I'm going. Okay. Hope I didn't forget to remove markers. Okay. Wait. Blue can't do anything. Everybody is marked. Yeah. So back to red. Well, actually, red can't really do anything either. I mean, red could do, but doesn't want to move the other 3 in defense. So we go to the next action period. There are no green markers to remove. Yes, there are no green markers to remove, so go back. Oh, so there's nothing normally. There's nothing normally. Red doesn't want to do anything. These are times where we could have other activities. There are still 0. Oh. Oh, 0. All these rules come together. 0, a 0 action point attack requires a trigger. Huh. Didn't think about that. It does require a trigger. Okay. Alright, so we go to the third period. There are no brown markers. So we go to the fourth period. There is 1. So now we've cycled 2. Whoops, 2. So 2. So let's start with resolving this attack. Alright, so well, first thing we do is remove the markers. There's a purple marker there, and there's a purple marker there. Blue, purple, is that? Blue, purple, purple, blue. No, I guess that's not blue because that's blue. I said purple at first, so I'll stick with my first impression. Okay, so here we have our attack. Let's go ahead and resolve this attack. Is there anything blue force can do? I don't think. So we go to the combat results table. We go to the 14 column. 15 casualty factors is between the 14 and 20 columns. So we're going to add 5 to the dice roll. Alright, so first we just roll. Okay, we have a roll of very high 79. I think that's... Oh. Oops, 79 plus 5 is 84, which actually is no effect. Wow, so that was all actually wound up being nothing. It was a high roll though. So so now blue's already down. So blue is going to crawl into the woods there for 4. So 4, and so he's marked with an action marker, which means that he's done something. So we go back to red. Now can the fire team here observe blue? So they're down, so they double the cost, so it's 4 and 8. That leaves 12 to view the unit in there. 4, 8. Oh, wait a minute. Would this... Maybe we want to still double this. Oh, right. When they observed, they were up. So what we do is, it's 4, 8 leaves 12 here. Oh, wait. This is... Woods is normally 12. It's doubled for the observing unit being down. Yes, 24. But it's halved again because the target is marked with an action marker, which is just barely enough. Well, it doesn't seem too outrageous. So they come under fire again. So we go to the Assault Plus unit combat table, a range of 3, 75 meters. This is the lead of the blue force, so the unit's just going to spend all 4 action points. So that is 14. 14. there, and he's marked as having spent 4 action points. Go back to blue. Blue can only act with these 2. So there's normally not a lot to do, normally. So they're going to I'll do this. We're going to go up. Oh wait, they're already up. So 2, 4. 2, 4. Do I not have enough markers? I ran out of enough markers already. Oh, there it is. So he's marked, he's acted. Now the rifleman there, I'm sure, will be the exact same situation as here. Oh, let's get to one of the, did I forget to, I forgot to reduce that attack. Of course it didn't matter because it wound up having no effect, but I forgot to reduce it for the degraded field of fire. So here we go outside to outside, clear, and then how do I maybe I should always do the center to the sides. Center to the sides, center to the sides, or side to side. What do you do about those? I was thinking to count those as basically blocked. Well, I guess they are blocked, so this is also Let's do it from the center. Let's do all sightings from the center of the hex to the outsides of the target hex. So this is a 2/3 shot. I forgot to adjust that. So this is a 4-man assault rifle team. They'll expend 4 action points. No, 4 action points. Expend 4 action points. So that's 11. That's 11. 11, which is basically 8 for 2/3 of a shot. Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. All right. Back to... Oh, and red is marked. Yeah, I'm really running out. Alright, back to blue. Now let's do some, oop, I have this guy left. We'll go 2 and 3 down. Gotta figure out how many markers I have here. Don't have a lot of markers. Okay. Alright. Alright. That's done. Come back to the first period. Alright. Well, break it off now and re-look at some things.